Folks, it is 6 o'clock. Ms. Sharon, may we call this meeting to order, please?
Lublitz. Here. Caldwell. Here. Cook. Here. Rowley.
Present.
Taylor.
Here.
Thomas.
Here.
Ordinance. Here.
If we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. At this point, I will ask for an agenda review, please.
Okay. 7C, the total expenses, it should be 98 cents at the end, not 95 cents. Simple correction. Consent agenda item J should say expense to KCI for printing and Elon Visa for mailing expenses.
Okay.
And then we're adding, everybody has 11D, new business, approval of township depositories.
Are there any other additions or subtractions? Very good. At this point then, I am going to open up public input on any agenda items. All that I will ask is that we keep your comments to 3 minutes or less and sign our book. Also, Bangor Township does not record its meetings, but I must alert you to the fact that this meeting may or may not be recorded. Your comment may or not be streamed or shared publicly. Your comment may or may not be altered. If you request a copy of the recording through the Freedom of Information Act, your request will be denied as the township does not record the meetings nor have access to the recordings. I hope this does not deter your willingness to comment, but I must alert you to potential recordings. Is there any public input? Public input going once, public input going twice. 3 times. We will close public input and we will move on to an agenda approval, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Or is there any discussion? All in favor with an aye, please?
Aye.
Opposed with a nay? We are approved. I will next ask for a consent agenda approval.
I make motion to approve the consent agenda as amended.
Support.
We have a motion, we have support. Is there any discussion? All in favor with an aye, please?
Aye.
Opposed with a nay? That is approved. Moving on to an engineering report. I do not have one for you this evening, so let's move on to our pending business. We will start with the chief's report. Chief Wilner, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. Last month, the fire department responded to 205 requests for service, which brings our year-to-date total to 578, which is 26 calls below the same reporting average last year. In March, we had 23 overlapping incidents, which accounted for 11% of the runs. We have tested for our 2 open positions on the floor. We have 1 firefighter that will be starting on the 27th of this month, and then our float position will start on May the 4th for all our Star Wars fans. Aerial 7 developed a pump leak. We had Apollo fire repair out, and they had to take the pump basically and put new seals and pump backing in. So that was completed during the 2nd week of March. And that's pretty much all I have, other than now that spring is here, you may be seeing a lot of people with open burns. Just remember, if you burn in the township, you do need a burn permit, which is available free from the fire department. And there is no burning of grass, clippings, or brush. That's all I have.
Are there any questions? Chief, I just have a couple. The first one is Apollo Fire Repair. Did Frontline change their name, or are we giving business elsewhere?
We're also giving business to Apollo. They came in at a better price for the repairs than this apparatus. So
Thank goodness Frontline had a bit of a monopoly on the industry, so I'm very happy to see someone else coming in.
Yep.
That's good. Something that makes my phone ring a lot is the automatic aid agreement with the city of Bay City. So the numbers that we have on here account for all of the runs that we are doing for City Bay City?
Correct.
And in your opinion, is this stretching our resources in any way?
No, because we're only supplying one engine with a minimum of 3 guys. And conversely, when we have an incident, they supply us with an engine and manpower. It's still in the growing phase. What we're trying to do, because the agreement says it's for confirmed structure fires. And a lot of these, we can only rely on the information that the dispatcher gets. And a lot of times, the house is on fire, I see smoke, and it's a dryer vent. So you'll see on a lot of those, we are canceled right away. So we're right back in service. And like I said, it goes both ways. That happens to us too.
Thank you. I just want to make sure we're not being taken advantage of by our residents.
Nope.
Are there any other questions?
So with like the vehicle that happened in Bay City, that wasn't a structure, so you didn't necessarily go to that?
No, we didn't. Plus, it was on the east side of the city. We only, for us, we get called to any fire on the west side. And then for the city, they get called to any of our fires. So.
Any other questions? Chief Glimmer, thank you so very much.
All right,
sir.
thank you.
All right, moving down, you see a copy of the sheriff's report, and we will move on to our committee and commission reports. We'll start out with the zoning board of appeals, Trustee Thomas, but apparently you folks didn't have a meeting.
No, and that's, in a way, kind of a bummer. Means we don't want to always have to decide on appeals, but we also like it to be zoning going on here, and most of those projects going on. Unfortunately, nothing. We will be having a meeting this month.
Very good, and we do love our local zoning. Thank you, sir. Moving on, planning commission, Trustee Taylor.
We had a meeting on March 25th. There were 3 items on the agenda. First one was for Cunningham Properties for the property at 8 State Park Drive with restaurant and liquor. That was the approved site plan. For those of you who aren't familiar with that, that's the currently was the beer garden, and now it's the house. What's that? House. It's kind of spelled a little German-like, I think. Restaurant that they're planning on putting in. So obviously that was approved. We're going to do a lot of really big upgrades, moving a house next to it, paving, have a lot better parking lot. So we're excited for that. The next one was Stasic Investments for property at 2525 North Euclid, expanding the go-kart. So that's what was Dutch Village, I believe. They're just removing batting cages, putting in an extra track. There's a little bit bigger go-kart track, and that was approved. And we'll talk more about it with the public hearing for recommendation to the Township Board regarding the amendment of zoning ordinance 409, Article 5. Just kind of cleaning up some of that language with general fences and wall standards. And more to follow on that.
So you got us all teased. We were looking forward to this. Any questions?
Pretty good stuff.
Any questions for Trustee Taylor? Very good. Thank you so much, sir. We'll move on to DPW Committee. Madam Treasurer.
Nothing to report.
Parks and Recreation, Trustee Cook.
We're just getting into, obviously, Parks and Rec season. We have the market coming, which is exciting, and our committee is working on a plan for some pickleball courts and a practice soccer field, and I just got that wrapped up and we're reviewing it, and so we're excited to move forward with that. Yeah.
Is that a question?
Please.
Friends of State Park, one of the cousins there, and
Okay. Yep. I like that too.
Any other questions? Very good. I will just congratulate you. It looks like it was another relatively successful Easter egg hunt, so that's gaining in popularity,
Yes.
and it's a good thing. Very good. Moving on, Fire Department Infrastructure Committee, Madam Treasurer.
We had the first open house, gathered questions from that and Facebook, and made it into a Q&A. That's been put on the website. I think I just saw that you put it on Facebook earlier today.
It has just been shown.
So it was put on the website last week. You can either go to the fire department page or fire committee page, or right on the very first page it says fire open house info. Click here and it'll take you either way. So all that kind of stuff is out there. Now, and our next open house is this Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m.
We hope everybody can be in attendance. I know scheduling was a challenge for the last one, but if we could, I'll make it a point to be there. I think that's a really good thing.
me, so,
It'll still be a big deal. We get it.
sorry.
Are there any questions? Very good, thank you. We will now move on to our board reports, and we'll start out with the supervisor's report, and I'll be pretty brief on this one. Today's an exciting day for many reasons, but I'm going to focus on the fact that the all-new, all-access dock and kayak canoe launch was installed at the Independence Boat Launch today, so that is a magnificent project that is now completed along with the pavilion. So good stuff on there. In keeping with that location, I'm not sure if I shared with you of an Eagle Scout project that's being done there. A local scout is going to be building 3 different benches that they're going to place in that area. He's doing all the construction himself, all of the fundraising himself. The only thing that we are going to assist him with is the placement of the concrete pad and maybe helping him pour a little bit of the concrete on there. But other than that, he's doing this all himself. So this is a really big deal. He's going to share his fundraising information with me, so I want to put that on our page and on our website. So and it's a can drive and then other donations. And if anybody does do that, I believe it's $10 or more, you will actually get a 3D printed bench that you will give him an exact replica of what he's doing. So I'm so proud of this kid. So this is good stuff. So I will keep you in the loop as this progresses, but it's going to be right in time for boating season. So that's great. Lastly, I am also very excited to alert you to the fact that I've been asked to represent Michigan on a visit to the White House with the National Association of Towns and Townships. So this is a really big deal. Sadly, we're dealing with some of the same issues that we were when I went in 2024, but we're going to continue to lobby for smaller communities like us. The only issue with this particular trip is the fact that we're going to fly out on Monday, May the 11th, and return at midnight on the 14th. We have a board meeting scheduled for the 12th. So I am asking you, would you like to keep it on that? Someone to run that meeting? Or would you like to look at an alternate date, say maybe Monday the 18th, which is the day before the CBA meeting? So I open this for any discussion, or if you would like to revisit it and get back. But this is really an opportunity that I cannot say no to, and now I feel terrible as I just counted I missed one meeting in 9+ years, and now I'm looking at missing a second one in just a few months.
I'll say 2 things.
Please.
The 18th will be fine with me, or if not, I can also run the meeting as well. I won't mind doing that. In an emergency situation or a planned event. Either way, I will do that. So that's my take on it.
And the only concern I have, and I didn't look, I should have looked before, is I can't mail the board checks out until they're board approved. So are those
You're
checks
pushing them back, mhm.
time sensitive? Because they, those aren't really time sensitive. It's the every other Friday
No.
that has dates. So we should, okay. Huh? Yeah, I guess we should be okay. It's our every other Friday check runs that are more time sensitive, have due dates. With the board check run, most of those vendors, we pay once a month, so it would be okay.
So
18th would be.
are we
I
getting
would prefer
agreement on
the
the 18th?
My daughter's having surgery on that Tuesday anyway, so
Oh.
I was gonna probably miss on this regular scheduled Tuesday, so.
To do this the best way possible, could we have a motion to have the meeting on the 18th at 6 o'clock?
I'll make a motion to move the May meeting to Tuesday, or Monday, May 18th.
Support.
Motion and support. I love the competitiveness amongst the two of you. Is there any discussion? The only thing that I will add to this one is this is funded through the Michigan Township Association. This will not cost the township. So,
Same time.
6 o'clock, yes, and I'll publish it. I
I
will
was just
publish
gonna
it
say,
and post it.
I was just gonna ask that, like, how much time do we have to give?
Yeah, I'll publish it and post it tomorrow.
Is it 24 hours?
Because the meetings were posted at the beginning of the year, and we're changing it, I just have to go through the publishing again, and I still think it's only an 18-hour notice, but
Okay.
I want to make sure, I'd rather do it ahead of time. We can put it on the webpage, Facebook, everything.
yep, so we'll let everybody know. Any other discussion? All in favor with an aye, please?
Aye.
Opposed with a nay? That concludes my report. So we will now move on to the clerk's report. Madam
We had the audit last week. I know that, it was very successful, smooth days. The auditors are awesome. We actually had a really good time with them. They got through everything, because we were only here 3 days. So they got through everything they needed. And in between doing audit stuff, we were just taking care of that. But we have 1,300 back so far. So not bad. We still have a few weeks left, so hopefully we'll go over what we did in February. So far, we're doing good. That's it. That's just we're busy with elections.
Are there any questions? Madam Clerk, thank you. Treasurer's report. Madam Treasurer.
Nothing to report?
All right, move on to the trustees' report. And this month's order was selected by Mrs. Beller in the building department. So we will start out with Trustee Taylor.
Oh, I won.
You won.
Amazing. Thank you for drawing me. I do not have any report though.
Opportunity lost. Sorry. Maybe next month. Trustee Colwell.
Just the Easter egg hunt went very well. There are a couple eggs, I think, still floating out there, which if they're not back in by Friday, I have Friday off, so I'll go and collect any leftovers that didn't get found and see what the business owners would like to do there with the gift certificates that we might have left here. So.
I will alert you to the fact that we have no gift certificates.
Oh, they all been found and turned in?
No.
No, we
Just
never
we
got them.
never got them.
What? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we had a couple people come in and get that.
So nobody told me that, so I did not know that. All right, well, I'll get on that first thing tomorrow and see what's going on with that. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else?
No, that was it. Thanks.
Thank you. Trustee Thomas.
That much from here, other than just make a comment, I was not able to attend the firehouse open house because I was mounted again for the next one. And unfortunately, I feel bad about that, but one of the things I can tell you is that me personally, I have received a significant number of contacts unsolicited over this issue, as you would expect. I think that's good. People contacting us and have a lot of questions and that sort of thing. I know the questions that we've got so far are on the website for people to review the responses to, but I know I have some other ones that don't appear in there, and I'll get those to you everything. So that and just some other things going on in the township, or whether it's our issue or not, the dredging, the taxes, and some things going in the beach area. So also, just if you don't know, I've been attending the Air Commission of the Water Department Service meeting for everyone. Obviously, was on vacation last time, so continue.
Very good. Any questions? Thank you. And I appreciate you being on the new Noisy Beach suit. Last but certainly not least, Trustee Cook.
Well, it's apparent I lost.
All right, very good, thank you. Moving on, do we have any budget adjustments this month?
No, we cannot.
Then we'll next move on to new business item B, which is the acceptance of the Planning Commission recommendation and introduction of an amendment to Article 5, Section 5.09, accessory structures and uses, and Section 5.18, fences and walls in residential of zoning ordinance number 409 as amended.
Motion to approve the planning commission recommendation for the information just spelled it out. That's allowed.
We have pretty much of a motion, chicken, and we have support. Is there any discussion? Very
Just
good.
I was going to let you make the motion.
I mean, you did such a great job. I couldn't do that.
All right. And if I look on this one, this is going to require a roll call vote, Ms. Sharon, if you don't mind.
Bublitz,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Taylor,
Aye.
Caldwell,
Aye.
Cook,
Aye.
Kodinsky, Rowley.
Aye. Very good. Thank you. We will now move on to some changes in the bylaws for the DDA.
approve the changes to the bylaws for the DDA.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Is there any discussion? I will just begin with the DDA's been through a few different attorneys in the last few years. And they share the same attorney with the township. And he did a great job of going through the bylaws and saying, you shouldn't have this, this is junk, replace this. So that the DDA's been working on that for some time, and it is now ready for prime time, which has been sent off to us for our final approval.
The only thing I would ask, and I should have asked this before tonight, so I apologize. What are the changes? I don't have any idea. I mean, I don't need to know that right this moment, but I meant to ask that beforehand because they don't know.
There weren't a whole lot of major changes. They did a lot of cleanup with if members are going to be absent from meetings. There's a whole rigmarole before, so that was cleaned up, and they changed the terms ending in March instead of June. And kind of like I said, those were like two major things.
And no stipends.
No stipends.
So it's the only committee we have that receives nothing for participating. But very easy, small things, but it's been cleaned up. So ready for the next 20 years.
The election commission doesn't receive anything like it.
There we go. You can,
You're not, Parks and Rec, you're not alone.
all right, they can all sit in the suck together.
You're not alone.
Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor with an aye, please. Aye. Opposed with a nay. That is approved. Lastly, we will begin looking for the approval of township depositories.
Make a motion to approve resolution 26-3. Yeah, okay. Perfect, that was what I thought too. For township depositories.
I'll support.
There's first.
We have a motion and we have support. Do we have any discussion?
So the only thing different is Financial Plus Credit Union. They started doing government accounts last year, but they were not good at it. And so they seem to have worked out a lot of the kinks as they rolled out the new program. So I would like to add them to the list so I can open an account at Financial Plus. And then the Choice One, not really a change. They used to be the State Bank, which we had on the list, but they merged with Choice One last year. So I cleaned up the name of it while I was making the change. So that's it.
What was that, what was the resolution number again?
Three.
26-0. Is there any other discussion or questions? Hearing none, Ms. Sharon, may we roll call vote this, please?
Taylor?
Aye.
Caldwell? Aye. Cook?
Aye.
Gordinski?
Yes.
Bublitz?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Rowley?
Aye. Very good. That concludes our new business for this evening. We'll now move on to public input. Once again, we ask that you keep your comments to 3 minutes and please sign the book.
My name is Marty Murphy. I live at 45 River Trail Drive. I just came here to talk about the feasibility study for the fire department. And that was, they used the numbers from 2021. And there was 1,550 runs that year they used. And I'm assuming that includes the runs to Bay City. And mind you, that's at least 1 truck and 3 men on each run. If it's in Bangor, we can send more, which I think a lot. And there was only 26 fires. And those fires include house struck, business fires. It includes burning of the leaves, brush, anything, cooking fire, campfire. My question is that it's pretty vague. How many runs did we have here in Bangor Township of the 1,500? And how many actual structure fires did we have? It says 26, but how many times did we run out because someone's grill caught on fire and saved their hot dog? I want to know how many times we drove out to save someone's house, And I believe in that we should have the EMT to go out to the people, because that's what we really have. We have a population of elder people, and they call all the time that fall and can't get up or have a heart attack or live alone. That's what we need. I don't think we need a new fire station. We're losing population. I'm just dumbfounded with the numbers. If you could clarify the numbers for me, how many actual runs in Bangor Township do we have? not the 1,500 includes Bay City or any other township we go, then how many actual house fires do we have, structural fires, like a building on fire? Do we even have any in 2021? Or were they all, brush fires and hot dog fires? And, it's kind of misleading. I think the whole feasibility study was misleading. It appears that it was plugged together by 5 different other feasibility studies. And it's just kind of weird that we talk about it now in Bay City of the hotel in Bay City. Why do we have to cover that? Why are we talking about, COVID? I mean, I understand that, you have to prepare for, tragedy, but, we're talking about a fire station to take care of fires. And I think that's what the feasibility doesn't really make it clear. Kind of disappointing. So that's all I got to say.
Good, thank you. Anyone else?
My name's Floyd Willett. I live at 3406 Hayden Road. The taxpayers of Bangor Township, the fire chief and the superintendent think the new fire station is more important than the roads of Bangor Township. All the roads in Bangor Township are terrible. You got that sign that says beautiful Bangor Township, correct? Anybody see that sign that says beautiful Bangor Township? You got the worst roads in the whole county. It's terrible. So full of potholes and stuff. When Raleigh got elected, one of the first things he did was had a road blacktop by his house. We can't get the other roads fixed around here, but you can blacktop the one in front of your house. You guys spend over $5,800 to go to the Grand Traverse Hotel for a meeting. A lawyer told me, you could send one person up there, the other 3 could watch it on YouTube instead of spending that much for 4 people to go to Grand Traverse and pay $5,800. I talked to another guy that was on the board. He said it's always a big party when you go up there. You get free food and everything, and you just party all weekend up there. So. Yeah, members of the board are milking the township like a bunch of bloodsuckers, I think. So the fire chief should post out there how many actual fire calls he has, not how many calls. How many fire calls did you have last year? Actual fire calls. You don't want to put that out? Or what?
And our son, this is public input. He's not
It
gonna
is public input.
He's not going to answer your question.
Well, I know none of you answer questions, so I guess you do more medical calls than you do anything, which is good to do medical calls, but if you want to put this building there, put an ambulance there. That's all you're good for, to run them. And you guys went to the fire in Colin, and you couldn't save that apartment building over there. That thing burnt. All 6 trucks. Apartment building burned in it. And with the millage, our taxes over 30 years will almost triple. You get, the millage is going to go on to that, which is going to raise mine over $200. Then you got 5% every year you guys add to our taxes, which in 30 years, that's 150%. When's it going to stop? Probably never. You got all these dope shops you put in Bangor.
Mr. Willett, I'm sorry, your time is up.
Well, we're going to recall all 7 members if this bullshit won't stop. So.
Mr. Willett, thank you. Is there anyone else?
Good evening, everybody. I'm going to change the tone just a bit and say I appreciate all of you for being citizens of this community and choosing to be here tonight to do this very important and sometimes not fun work. I appreciate that. I also want to say thank you for the additional time and effort all of you have put into exploring the opportunity of bringing recovery apartments to our community, especially Supervisor Rowley for navigating unexpected media attention, as did I. Thank you for that, for having them knocking on your door asking questions, especially for Trustee Cook for doing some behind the scenes to help bring this to a forum where we can all talk about if this is a good fit, because we all want this to be a good fit. We're not cramming this down anybody's throat. And especially thank you for the additional cost and effort that it took, especially so close to an election, to put out a public notice, which my family received in the mail today. So thank you for that. Oh, I'm Lori Zolkowski, by the way. I wanted to let you know that I'm really excited to say that we have the deputy chief from Blackman Township coming to our the what are we calling it? Town hall. So he'll be able to answer any additional safety questions that folks have. We're also having Mike Hurst, who is Andy's dad. Mike Hurst was the person who implemented building Andy's place there, along with our developers, Mitch and Joe, and along with Heidi, who is the head of the Michigan Health Improvement Alliance. So we're trying to bring everybody there that could potentially answer questions that folks have. I'm still hearing other chatter in the community about funding, about safety, about those things. If you hear something, please bring it to my attention so I can get the facts and address it. Because I'm not sure if you know this, sometimes people say things that aren't accurate. So I want to make sure that we're making decisions based on data and fact, not based on assumptions and innuendo, because I want this to be a good project for the community. So I truly thank all of you.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? Sir, would you like to speak?
Would this be the time for what we discussed before?
This is time for you to come forward and you can speak to this board on anything you would like, as long as you write down your name, address, and do it within 3 minutes.
Thanks, Clark.
Welcome, Mr. Elzey.
My name is Josh Elzinga. I spoke with Supervisor Rowley, and I had an idea to put a ice vending machine in at the Independence Boat Launch. It would take a 6-foot by 8-foot footprint. It runs on 220 electricity. It runs on obviously water. It's a completely self-contained unit. It's made by Everest. The model is Summit X4. It holds at any time 1,500 pounds of ice. The machine itself weighs 1,500 pounds. It is relatively inexpensive to operate, and I feel that putting something down at the boat launch, especially after y'all put that beautiful new pavilion in, having an immediate more access to ice for the anglers, for the recreational boaters, for the people having their parties or celebrations down there, it'd be a convenience is the best way to put it. In turn, I would do a lot rent from the township for a year for $250. At the moment, my wife and I are in the process of securing the financing for the first machine. What I'm hoping to be more in this township. We're going to look at the state park. We're going to look at perhaps the other boat launches and with the local convenience stores, and see if we can't expand where we're at. Like I said, it's kind of new to this area. It's something I have been researching for 5 years. They're very, very popular, obviously, in the southern states where you get 12 months a year, but these are, I figure a good 7 month, if I can run from May 1st until October 31st would be my ideal goal. Obviously, weather would dictate when that startup and that shutdown happen. If we get an early winter, or even late, winter. In Michigan, we don't know, it could be July. But at this point, it's just something I'd like you all to consider. When I have a more definitive timeline, I will come back on the next meeting. We'll get together for the cost for the pad and the electricity, which would be its own meter and its own water meter, so there would be no cost to the township. That would incur all the costs. So, something for you guys to think about, and I just appreciate that.
Mr. Elzinga, thank you. Is there anyone else? Public input going once, public input going twice. 3 times we will close public input. Mr. Elzinga, we will get with you, sir, and figure out the best way to present this proposal to the board at the May 18th meeting. Any other items of business in this group? And just a couple of comments that I just want to make on there. There was mention made of the road in front of my house being paved. That was approved before I took office, so I challenge anyone to please look at the minutes on that. We are leading the way in paving new roads this year. So we have 10 of them that are slightly done this year. We did 9 last year, and then the county is going to be doing 2 other roads. So I think we're doing pretty decent. Our challenge is going to be with the marijuana revenue line that we know as we look at the budget, that revenue line item is going down. But I want to commend this board for all the hard work that everyone has done. So moving forward, just a few announcements. On the 18th, this Saturday at 6 p.m., they are going to have the fire station open house. We hope that is going to be very well attended. The Zoning Board of Appeals will be meeting on the 21st. So here we go. Planning Commission. The Planning Commission will be meeting on April the 22nd at 6 p.m. And just a reminder, our next board meeting is going to be on May the 18th at 6 p.m. Are there any other announcements? Hearing none, I would love to entertain a motion to adjourn at 6:37.
Motion to adjourn. Support.
Is there any discussion? All in favor with an aye, please?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you all for your attendance.
I just want to make a point. I thought it was kind of funny that the board says they don't respond to what the residents say unless it's something that you don't like Mr. Glenn Rowley said about the paving. I would prefer to see an open discussion. If somebody come up here and ask a question, then you should be able to answer it, and not just the ones that you feel are embarrassing.
Pizza boys.
Hey, Chief, I need to talk.